everybody. My name is Mars. You can call me MG if you would like, and today I'm starting my next rereading vlog. This one has a theme. I'm going to be rereading some middle grade books to see if I still enjoy them, if I want to keep them on my shelves, if I want to continue on with the series, because all three of the books I'll be reading in this vlog are the first books in trilogies that I just never continued on with. I don't know. I'm really bad at continuing series. Y'all know that by now. But I have picked out three, and they're three that I truly don't know how it's gonna go, because in some cases it's been a long time since I've read them, like since I was actually in middle school. Others, it's been more recent, but I don't really remember them, so it's a big old mystery bag for me. The book that I will be starting with is The Water in the Wild by K.E. Ormsby, which is like this nice, like almost square. It's a very interesting like dimensions, I guess, which is fun. The cover is so beautiful, and this I actually read moderately recently. I want to say it was like 2021, so like 4 years ago, which is several years. That is quite a while, but like I was a full adult. I didn't read this as a middle schooler. I don't even know when this came out. Find out. This originally came out in 2015, so 10 years ago. Wow. Yeah, I think I bought this at the dollar store, if I'm being honest, and I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember the actual plot. On the back, there's like a little poem. It says, it says, a green apple tree grows in the heart of Thursby Square. Its leaves are a sad emerald, and its apples a cheery peridot? I don't know if you're supposed to pronounce the T at the end of that word. And at its roots starts the story of Lottie Fisk. I assume that's our main character? I don't know, I think this has, like, fairies in it. That's all I remember. So, I will be starting this later on today. How many pages is it? Ooh, she's kind of long. 427 pages, but the font is quite large because it's a middle grade, and also middle grades tend to read faster, so I don't know how long it's gonna take, but this is what I'm starting with, and I'll keep you updated as I go along. Hello, friends. It is still Saturday. I changed clothes because I showered, so that's why I look a little bit different, but I promise you it is still the same day. It is about 9:45, and unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that I am DNFing The Water in the Wild. I got to page 48, which is the first two chapters. That's the first mark against this, is that the chapters are so long, and as we know, I am not a long chapter girly. It's just not my thing. But it's also just, like, so hard to read. Like, this is middle grade. It should be easy to read. But it's, like, the writing style is just not agreeing with me. Which, like, I've read this book before. I should be able to get through it again, but it's just so hard to read, and I don't know why. Like, I told you, it's about 9:45. I started reading 2 hours ago, and I didn't even get through 50 pages. Normally I can get through 50 pages, especially 50 pages of a middle grade, in like 30 minutes, maybe 45. And it's been 2 hours? Like, I'm not spending my time reading a book that's gonna take me that long just to make it through, especially with the middle grade. And like, I just don't care. I really don't care. So I'm just gonna DNF and move on. This year I am being ruthless with DNFs. If I'm not enjoying a book, I'm gonna DNF it. I say that having not DNF'd a book earlier today, even though I wasn't enjoying it, and I ended up rating it a 3 out of 10. I'm doing my best. I'm trying. That's all I can say, is that I'm trying to DNF and be ruthless about it. So, unfortunately, this didn't hit, and it's getting added to the ever-growing unhaul pile. I think we've surpassed 20 books in my unhaul pile that I've been working on since the end of last year. I believe that I started collecting this pile in December. Because normally, if I unhaul a book, I'm just gonna, like, I was gonna say get rid of it, that sounds bad, but like donate it, put it in a little free library, give it to a friend, whatever, like pretty immediately. But I've just been collecting them because I want to do a big unhaul video, and I'm saving these for a garage sale, or I guess a yard sale. I don't have a garage or a yard. A sidewalk sale, I guess, in the spring when the weather's warmer. So I've been stocking up on my unhaul books, and this is now getting added to the pile. So that's that. Already moving on to book 2, guys. The second book I'll be reading and hopefully enjoying is Spellbinder by Helen Stringer. I have had this for a long time. This came out in 2009. So I definitely remember reading this as a middle schooler, because I think 2009 is the year I started middle school. So yeah, this, I remember it's about our main character, Belladonna, who can see ghosts. And that becomes very convenient when her parents die. And they can still, like, raise her and stuff. So she just lives with the ghosts of her parents, and I think maybe a grandparent is there too. But then one day, the ghosts start to disappear in town. All of the ghosts that she, like, knows and she sees on her daily walk to school and everything, they just start disappearing. And she's like, that's concerning. I'm gonna figure out why. And that is all I remember. I don't know anything else. Yeah. The help of her classmate Steve, a master of sneaking and spying, Belladonna is left to uncover what's become of the spirits and to navigate a whole world her parents have kept well hidden. If she can't find her way, she'll lose them again, this time for good. Ooh, this was Helen Stringer's debut novel. I wonder how many she's published since then, because I know this is part of a trilogy. I do know that there's 2 other books that have been published, but I'm curious if there's been more past that. There's a little excerpt on the back that says, "She's home. Belladonna's father poked his head out of the sitting room." And that was the problem there, really. Where most fathers would have poked their heads out of the sitting room door, Mr. Johnson poked his head right through the middle of the wall. That's really funny. I also really like this cover. I think it's really cute. So, this book is 372 pages, and the font is normal size for a middle grade. So, we are hoping that I enjoy this one more than this one. So, I will probably, I'll probably go to bed soon, actually, and get started on this tomorrow. Although tomorrow I'm going to be out most of the day. I was out most of the day today, too, hence why I didn't start reading until like 7:30, 7:45-ish. But tomorrow I will also be out most of the day. So I don't know. I'll get to it eventually, and I will update you as things happen. Okay, friends, it is now Monday. It is a little bit past noon, and I'm here to let you know that I'm DNFing Spellbinder. I don't have it to hold up for you because I've already added it to my unhaul pile, but I got about 45% in, which is a lot further than I got in The Water in the Wild. Still, 2 DNFs in a row, not fun, but we move. I just wasn't interested in anything that was happening. There was like no consistent lore going on, or like interesting lore. And when you have a book about like a girl who can see ghosts trying to figure out why all the ghosts are disappearing and like traveling to the land of the dead, like you would think there'd be interesting lore going on, and there was really nothing. And then randomly we learned that an ancient Greek oracle lives in the basement of their school when they live in Great Britain, just randomly, and she like gives them a prophecy. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore, so I have put that on the unhaul pile, and I have taken Spellbinder off of my series tracker, so unfortunately, another dud. And it makes me really scared, because the next book that I'll be picking up, and the last one for this vlog, I don't think, like I have other books I want to reread that I could add to this vlog, but none of them are middle grade, and I kind of want to keep this as middle grade because I liked that theme. I just thought I would have better luck with the books. But the last book I'm going to be rereading is Dragon Slippers by Jessica Day George, and I have really high hopes for this one. I just remember really, really loving it when I read it as a kid. This is from like 2000 something? Let's find out. 2007. And wow, I paid $16.95 for this, or whoever bought it for me paid $16.95 according to the sticker on the back. But yeah, what I remember about this is it follows Creel, Creel. That's a name that's gonna stick in my head forever because it's just unusual. But she lives in this world where girls are given to this dragon every so often as like an appeasement, and this year she is chosen, and she learns about dragons. They're not at all what she thought they would be like. She learns that they don't hoard gold like they used to. Each dragon hoards like a different thing. So like the main dragon, who I assume is this guy, I don't remember his name. I also don't know who this is down in the corner. No idea. Like the first dragon she meets hoards shoes, and he's like, okay, you can have any pair of shoes, and then you gotta get out of here. I don't really want to keep these girls that they keep giving to me. And she picks out a pair of slippers, hence dragon slippers, and it's like a very special pair of shoes. I do remember something very special about them and their origin that I will not say here because that would be a spoiler. But yeah, that like kicks off this whole adventure. She ends up meeting a dragon who hoards stained glass windows, which I think is so cool. That's always stuck with me. She's a seamstress, and I do remember this scene very clearly where she has to make a dress to go to a ball or something, and she sews like embroidery on the different panels of her skirt to look like the stained glass windows in this dragon's collection. And that has just lived in my head for the past however many years since I read this. But yeah, let's see. My computer just made a loud notification sound and that scared me. But let's see. Let me read the little blurb on the flap. Many stories tell of damsels in distress who are rescued from the clutches of fire-breathing dragons by knights in shining armor and swept off to live happily ever after. Unfortunately, this is not one of those stories. True, when Creel's aunt suggests sacrificing her to the local dragon, it is with the hope that a knight will marry Creel and that everyone, aunt and family included, will benefit handsomely, yet it's Creel who talks her way out of the dragon's clutches, and it's Creel who walks for days on end to seek her fortune in the king's city with only a bit of embroidery thread and a strange pair of slippers in her possession. But even Creel could not have guessed the outcome of this tale, for in a country on the verge of war, Creel unknowingly possesses not just any pair of shoes, but a tool that could be used to save her kingdom or destroy it. I really hope that this one is as good as I remember it, because it would break my heart if I didn't love this book. Oh my god, I'm so scared. But I will get going on this at some point. I have some chores to get done first, and I also should work on my book. I haven't done any writing these past couple of days because I've been super busy, but I will pick this up later today and hopefully give you better updates that aren't me coming on here to say I've DNF'd another book, because I'd be so sad. But yeah, that is where I'm at. Hopefully this vlog is taking an upward swing, but I will see you at some point with an update. Hello friends, happy Tuesday. I'm here with an update on Dragon Slippers, and I am so glad to say that I'm loving this. I am halfway through 160 pages. This is just so good. The writing style is so easy to slip into, and I love Creel as our protagonist. She's just so fun. She's very, like, headstrong and not taking anything from other people, but she's also, like, feminine in a way that like, you don't really see anymore nowadays when you have like a strong female character. They're like not allowed to be feminine. And obviously there are exceptions to rules, but like I just really like her. I think she's so fun. And we've met so many dragons. We've met two dragons in person and then two through these like it's kind of like Dragon FaceTime. They have these pools in their caves that they can like chat with each other through, and they're all so fun. So the first dragon that we meet is Theoratus. He is the one that Creel's aunt is like, "We're gonna go give you to this dragon so that a young prince or a knight or someone can come rescue you, and then you'll get married and we'll have a lot of money." That's like this whole scheme. And Creel is like, "That's kind of ridiculous, but also you're my guardian, so I have to do what you say." And so she goes, and Theoratus is like, "I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with some knight coming in here thinking that he can just do whatever he wants." And Creel is like, "Let's make a deal then. You give me something out of your hoard, and I will get out of here and tell this prince that you died and he won't come and fight you." He's not a prince. The person that ends up coming is a like I think he's like the son of a duke or like a count or something like that, like a lesser noble. And Theoratus is like, "Why do you want a pair of shoes?" And Creel is like, "What?" Because that's when she learns that the dragons don't hoard gold like in stories. They all hoard something different. So Theoratus hoards shoes. I don't think. Oh, what did the other one learn? American, I think is his name. That sounded like I said American. It's Amar. Hey, whoa, God, what was his name? Hold on. It's very confusing, the spelling to me. They were just talking about him. A Macarin. Amacarin. And what does he hoard? Hmm. They had a whole conversation about like dragons that like are from different areas and like people haven't seen them besides Creel, so the other girls think that she's like making up stories along with them. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna be flipping through for ages if I keep trying to find it. He hoards something, and then Creel gets these shoes, and Theoratus is like, "Those are the ones you want," and is like kind of panicked about it. And she's like, "Yeah, these are the ones I picked out. They're the only ones that fit me." And I remember why these shoes are like a big deal, but the characters don't yet. But then on her way, she also meets Shardus, who is the dragon on the cover that I can't show you because the dust jacket's over there, but he's like the gold dragon, and he's the one that collects stained glass windows. And he and Creel become friends, but then Creel is like, "I have to get going. I can't stay with you forever. I want to go to the capital city to become a seamstress and like make my way in the world." So that's exactly what she does. On the way, she befriends the second prince, so not like the crown prince, but the second son, Luca. So they're friends, but she also makes enemies with Amalia, who is betrothed to the crown prince. So she's gotten herself in a bit of a pickle, but she does end up getting a job at this shop, clothing shop, dressmaker. That's the word I'm looking for. So it's her and these three other girls are the apprentices. One of them is named Marta, which is fun. I love finding my friends' names in books. Wow, I'm rambling. I've already been filming for like 5 minutes. My bad. Um, there's disability rep that I didn't remember. There's Tobin, who is the bodyguard for Prince Luca, and the terminology is not quite what I would use. They call him a mute, like as in mute being a noun, and I don't think that's something we would say anymore. We would just say he is mute or doesn't speak, and he uses sign language to talk to Prince Luca, which is always fun. And then there's Larkin, who is one of the fellow apprentices at the dress shop, and she calls herself crippled, and her foot ankle situation like isn't quite right, like it's not set properly, and so she walks kind of not correctly, and she's stuck in the back room all day so that the very fine ladies who come to the shop to buy their dresses don't have to see the horrors of a disabled person. But Larkin, she's an interesting character. I don't know quite how I feel about her yet. I'll have to keep reading, but definitely think about her character a lot and her like personality and stuff and how that affects her role in the story as a disabled character, because this is something I think about a lot as a writer and a disabled person, is the like intersection of all of these things. But anyway, yeah, I'm absolutely loving this. Don't be surprised if I finish this tonight, because I am just having such a great time. And where I've left off, right at the middle of the book, there's like this big, like, not twist, like a surprise that has just happened. So I'm excited to see how that all plays out, because I do remember like bits and pieces of what's gonna happen, but not like the big picture. So I have some errands to run. I gotta go to the library and wash dishes and do some stuff. I should probably also eat. I have not yet eaten today. I think that's the first thing on the to-do list, and then I'll do my other stuff. But then later on tonight, I'm gonna get cozy in bed and spend some time reading this, because I'm just having a great time. So I'm glad that we have something to save this vlog from being a horrible dumpster fire. But now that I've been babbling on for entirely far too long, I'm gonna get going, and I will probably just see you when I finish Dragon Slippers, so see you then. Hello friends, it is just about 7 p.m. on Tuesday, and I'm here to let you know that I have finished Dragon Slippers, and this was such a good book. It was so cute, and it more than makes up for the fact that I DNF'd the first two books in this vlog. We're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Dragon Slippers, because I had a great time with this. I thought it was so fun, and the characters are so great. I can't give it a full 10 out of 10. There's just like a few nitpicky details, like lines here and there, where I'm like, not really a fan of that. But like a 9 out of 10 is still a great score, great rating. This was so fun, and it closes out in a very satisfying way, but like it still has that little lead in to the sequel, which I believe the second book is called Dragon Spear, and then the third one is Dragonflight. I think that's the order they go in, which I've never read the other two, so I'm excited to see how things progress. Basically, there's this whole big thing going on that I don't want to spoil in case you want to read this, which I highly recommend. If you're into books that are like upper middle grade, lower YA, and you're into dragons, check this out. It holds up. It really does. But like, there's this whole conflict, obviously, and it closes out so nicely, but then it's not called an epilogue, but it's like skips ahead a year, and there's like a little hint to jump into the next adventure, and Creel and Luca, who I assume this is Luca, I don't know who else it would be if not him, but they're going off on the second adventure of theirs, and so I assume that's what book 2 entails, is them going on this adventure. Yeah, I'm very happy with this book, and it is staying on the shelves, which, if you are an astute observer, I did reorganize my shelves just a little bit. Not super big on the organization. I just swapped 2 authors who should have been swapped to make it actually in alphabetical order, and then had to like switch books, like shift them up onto earlier shelves. I don't know why I'm explaining this, but I did leave room for this book because I knew I was going to keep it. So that was a great end to this vlog. I'm glad I saved this one for last. Yeah, so wow, what a weekend it has been, because it has been just kind of like an extended weekend that I've been reading these books. What a time! 2 DNFs and then a book that I absolutely adored. I don't know what to say to that, guys. It's been wild. But I am glad that there was one book in this vlog that I didn't DNF. That's a relief. I feel like if I had wanted to DNF all 3 of these, I would have just scrapped the vlog, but luckily that was not the case. But we have now come to the end of things. I looked over my shelves to see if there was anything else I wanted to add to this vlog, but all the other books that I want to reread aren't like this vibe, you know? They don't fit the vibe that we've set. Like, they're not middle grades, some of them aren't fantasy. I'm just gonna leave things here with the 3 books that we've worked through and call that good enough. So we have in fact come to the end of this video. If you've enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel for more content, and that way I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!